welcome to How the Blank by What the Blank, and this is How the Blank. And basically we're going to be talking about How the Blank.
Just like what it takes to make this show, how we came up with the idea, and just kind of what we do, right, in our process, right? Yeah. Like with a lot of different YouTube video stuff, especially when they don't live close enough, they can't film it every week, right? So they film a bunch at a time. Like Rhett and Link do that with Good Mythical Morning. Yep. And so we kind of decided that we would do the same. Mm-hmm. So we started doing this the first weekend of December in 2023. Yep. That's where we recorded our first. It was originally supposed to be 9, ended up being 5.
Yeah, we recorded 9.
But we were only able to use 5 because the other ones just didn't turn out very well, and it was harder to get them transported. And one of the video files ended up being like 18 gigs. I don't even know how that happened still.
I don't know, because it was the shortest video we recorded.
It was like 25 minutes, and it still ended up being more storage than the other videos that we have. I was so confused. I'm like, how is that even possible? It just didn't make any sense.
Yeah, and so we have this awesome ghost pepper one. We'll probably do it again sometime.
I hope we can do it again.
I have the stuff. We could do it.
Did you bring them down?
Yeah.
Are you willing to do it again?
Oh, my stomach.
We can do it tomorrow. We'll see at it.
Okay.
We could do that one, Cooking with Jackson and Braxton.
Yeah.
And we can make the salsa on the video and then do it later.
But I can't show the ingredients because that's patented.
Nope. We'll just have to like at least blur out the ingredients.
Secret.
But basically, we just wanted to go over kind of like how this goes and like how we actually end up making these videos and how this works. And just like how Braxton already explained, like we have to get together on weekends at a time, like months and months in advance in order to actually record these in bulk. And then we have our editor, Ty, who takes care of all the videos now. And then we just post them up every week because we want to make sure we're getting a consistent flow of videos going. But I mean, a lot of times when we're doing this, I have to have all of my recording equipment for my microphones and my computer system set up and everything. And it takes a lot of extra equipment, a lot of time. But before, when we first started doing this, I had this funny little field recorder. I'm going to grab it and show what it looks like.
This is what we use to get the first audio for the first 5 episodes.
Yeah, so this thing right here, I'm gonna bring it close to the camera, but this is called a Zoom field recorder. This is what people use for like videos and like film and stuff, but it basically is like just this little thing.
Yeah, so it's this little film recorder. So it's what you do for outside filming, right? So yep, like right underneath the camera. And it was so white noisy. It was so
you
bad.
You could hear everything. And anytime my upstairs neighbors would like flush the toilet or walk around, you could hear them walking around in the videos. It was so bad. And even like the toilet and the water flushing through the freaking walls, you could hear it go through.
This is what I have to deal with every single day.
And so that's when I had the idea. I was like, I should get better like recording equipment because I have a good microphone that works really well. But all these podcasters are using like actual microphones. So what am I going to do? I didn't have the money to actually buy anything, but it was actually convenient because I ended up getting a gift card for like $400 from something. I don't know what it was. I think I won something and I got like a $400 gift card and I used it on all the equipment. So now I have a mixing board that we use to plug in all the microphones. And and I got these 2 microphones that we use now, and we just plug it all into the same system and then record it all into my recording software. And it works amazing. Now we get good sound. I mean, there's still a little bit of white noise here and there because of the mixing board. It's not perfect, but it was the cheapest thing I was able to find that works.
Well, it never will be. Like human error.
Yep,
right?
It is always like that.
But how did we come up with How the Blank?
I was just going to ask that. That's a great question. How did we, Brandon?
It's your time to shine, Brandon.
Yeah.
Take us there.
Actually, it was mostly just like we would sit and talk all the time, and then we were having such good conversations. Like, and it would be like during business conversations when we go off track from all the ADHD-ness and the tisms. And we just had so much riz at the time.
I know we lost it.
And so, like, we start...
We lost the riz, but gained the tism.
Rizatiz.
The tiz just got worse.
The tiz became the riz.
We just started talking, and like we were already making like the curriculum for the Kim project, which was an educational program, and Jackson was flowing ideas for his own educational program that we might do in another year or so.
Yeah.
But yeah, we started doing that and just having our own conversations, and we thought it would be unique to be able to, one, it would be fun for us to be able to sit and talk every once in a while and just get all our stories out and our good times. And then secondly, it would also be potentially beneficial for people to hear the experience of what it's like as us as three entrepreneurs who have gone on different tracks through the entertainment industry with real life experience, and just open up about everything that has gone right, that's gone wrong, that's been a little awkward, that just kaboomed. And shared that all with the world.
And kablanged.
And one thing I remember actually was I remember sitting in your apartment at the table when we were talking about future stuff, and out of nowhere we were just like, dude, why don't we just start a podcast on all this stuff that we talk about? And I was like, that's a great idea, but how are we going to make that work? And I was thinking about that, and I was like, how are we going to make that work? And we were like, well, where are we going to go? Like, do we have to get a studio up here for all of us to do it at? Do we have to, like, blah, blah, blah? Like, we had all these different ideas. Yeah. And eventually it came down to the idea, was like, well, why don't we just go down to my studio? Because I already have a recording studio. I have the space for it. I have room for them for you guys to stay.
And I have a brother down here, too.
And he's got family down here. So it's like, well, that's a win-win for all of us. Like, yeah, they have to drive a few hours, but it's a much better deal than having to rent out, like, an office space or do it in Brandon's apartment.
Is the doctor around? Because we have a burn victim here.
And so it was like a much better deal to just do it down here, you know? And so that's kind of where we were like, well, let's just do it. And so when we first started out, we were just using my phone camera, and we were just using this little thing. We just set this up on the side. We had a couple of ring lights that we set up on the sides. We put this like on the table. I can't remember what we did with this really, but we had this set up, and we were like, let's just start talking about random stuff. So we just came up with like a little plan of like what to talk about and like what are we going to do and how is this going to work. And the first recording session was awful, but it was fun to talk about stuff. It just didn't go so well.
It's going to be so bad.
So much fun because we were just learning, right? And the thing is, how we got how the blank, right, is I wanted something that like resonated with the company, right? And we were coming up with so many like weird,
so many names.
One was like 3 guys on a couch,
3 dudes on a couch,
yeah,
or something
3 dudes
like
on a couch.
That was one.
And we were like, maybe, and now we like make that as a joke that's our like sitcom.
3 dudes on a couch. There are 3 dudes on a couch. 3 dudes
on a couch.
3 dudes on a couch. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
That was gonna be the theme song.
Yeah. But it evolved into How the Blank. I had this idea, like, because we were doing our meeting, and I was like, what about How the Blank? And you're like, oh yeah, that's a good one. And then they moved on, and I was like, is that it?
Literally, just like, okay, cool, man. And then we just moved on with the conversation. And now we call it How the Blank, dude. It's so funny. But it was great because, like, when we started getting everything set up and ready to go for it, I had this song that I made, and I was like, I want to do something with this song because I like this song. And so I sent it off to Ty, and Brandon had, or was it you that had the logo set up for it, for the How the Blank?
Yeah, so he had the logo, but I was able to figure out all of the stuff to send to Ty.
Okay,
Pretty much it was a team effort on getting it to Ty.
Yep. We had Ty set it up.
And Ty and I worked together to get the opening and closing because he was like, I want to do it with the company's approval. Yep. And so Ty and I worked for like 6 hours on the first ever podcast thing, and that took so long. Like it was so good. Like it was really good. The Christmas one, please watch it again. It's a funny one.
Watch it again this Christmas.
Yeah, I actually watched it twice.
But it's so great. Like, and we like sent through Marco Polo to you guys. We're like, what about this? And we changed it only like 3 times, I think, and then we
Just a
found
couple
that
times,
perfect like galaxy
Yeah.
look to it, and it was so like it's so good. Like that song still gets stuck in my head. The da-na-na.
Yeah, that's a good song. Like I still think about it. Like every time that we come up with a new episode, I'm like, yes, dude, we're gonna have the theme going for it. It's gonna be awesome. But yeah, that song took me like 5 hours to make. And dude, I was just sitting in my studio one day, and I just started playing around with a bunch of sounds and like loops and whatever. I was like, that sounds really good together. So I just started adding things together. I was like, that's a really good song, but I didn't have anything to do with it.
We should put it on Spotify, man.
I really should, actually. It's a great idea. Yeah, I'll just call it the How the Blank theme song.
Yeah.
Literally.
Speaking of Spotify, you can find us at What the Blank Entertainment.
What?
Wow.
What else can they find?
They can find us at Instagram, and they can find us on YouTube.
Whoa.
And they can find us on Facebook.
What else?
We even have TikTok for the Gen Zs.
What?
TikTok.
TikTok.
What's a TikTok?
What's a
talk
Tic
that
Tac?
ticks.
Tell us about the Tic Tac. But yeah, we also have the Kim project coming up.
Yep.
Register on whattheblank.org. It might be going during this episode. We don't know.
Fact.
It depends on when it gets up.
Depends on the scheduling of these videos.
Yeah, that's the also thing is we record all these and then we
Schedule them out
make a
later.
schedule first and then
Things kind of change
things
every
change
now and
up
then, but,
because things change, right?
Yep.
Like we had to change up our schedule recently, so you'll
Yep.
have a little bit of mixing and matching of different things.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's honestly been a lot of fun going through this process. And even when we first started out, like this didn't exist before. And I'm sure if you've seen our first batch of videos, none of this was here. And it was just this blank white wall with a couple of things back there, super boring and stupid to look at. But then over time, we were like, we got to get something that matches the theme of what we're going for. And so that's when Brandon, Braxton, and I started talking. We're like, well, what if we do like this or this and this? We had like 20 different ideas, like all just kind of circulating. I was like, wait, if I get acoustic panels that match the color of our logo and I print off a really cool logo that is our brand logo and I stick it up on the wall, put up those acoustic panels, it'll look really good. It'll help with the acoustics in the room, and I can still use it for future projects while I'm working on client projects. So that's kind of what we went with, and we ended up going with this blue. We were going to get a different blue color, but I couldn't find anything else to get. So we just kind of stuck with it, and that's kind of how this kind of thing started out, and I like it. I think it looks great.
so good.
It looks good. It sounds good, and it matches our vibe that we're going for. And
I'm sexy and I know it.
That's how the acoustic wall.
that's how the acoustic wall.
Yeah. What's funny too is these shirts actually, right? I got them from a family friend who does printing, right? We print things is what they're called.
Oh, interesting.
And so we so I got these, and literally I got them the day before we traveled down. Like
Yeah.
it was such last minute. I was like, so for the first batch we might have shirts, we might not.
Yeah.
Right? And I paid for it out of my own pocket because I was like,
We need 'em.
we need them,
Yeah.
like to make it what the blank,
Yeah.
right? And I think it was great.
Yeah,
You know?
it worked out. I mean, we
It's
got
amazing.
everything ready to go right beforehand, even though we didn't have these right before the first season recording. But I mean, we still got everything else set up, and like everything's been coming together really well. And I know like the longer we do this and the more we keep doing this, like we're gonna be able to get more equipment, more really cool gear, and we're gonna make things look a lot better. And we're just gonna be like slowly kind of just changing things up to make it better and better the longer we do this. You know, but that's kind of how this goes. Like even with like YouTubers in the past, like they start out with like nothing, and then they grow and build, and then they have like really cool recording areas, and it's like really cool to look at.
Yeah.
So
One inspiration for like me was like Good Mythical Morning, right? We've
Yeah.
already talked about that, but like Good Mythical Morning. And what's funny is we kind of our first season, right? Our little like
We call it a season, but it's not.
Yeah, it's our.
It's a couple of weeks.
What is it in the music world where like you release your first little like 6 songs,
Like an album or an EP.
EP.
An
It was our
yeah, it
EP,
was like an EP.
to it, and we were like kind of getting a good Mythical
Yeah.
Morning vibes.
Yep.
I don't think so.
And now we've kind of changed to more like similar to like Colin and Samir,
Yeah.
where they talk and like.
But it
the
really is just
reason-
our
I
own
think-
thing.
I think we should be honest, and the reason that we quit doing the Mythical Morning style like food challenges and stuff is because our videos crashed.
Yeah, we couldn't do them,
we
so we're.
couldn't upload them.
But honestly, I think it's a good thing though, because now we've created this to be our own thing, and now we have this set up in a way that it's like this is like what the blank or how the blank. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
this is a how the blank and what the blank entertainment thing now, and it's just 3 dudes on a couch talking about entertainment.
That makes you ask how the blank.
Exactly, and that was kind of the goal of when Braxton that was kind of the idea when Braxton brought it up originally was like we have a bunch of topics we can talk about that make people ask how the blank. I mean, even in our first session of videos, we had how the dive deal. That was an interesting video. That was an interesting topic to talk about. And that was literally like a how the blank and what the blank type of thing that happened.
Yeah.
So it matched perfectly what we were talking about.
And it like fit our whole thing because we're that what the blank, right? What the blank are we doing right now?
Yep.
Right? Well, how the blank is where we're really talking.
Yep.
Okay, how did this come to be? How is this happening? Right? And with a lot of our videos, that's
Yep.
what we focused on is
Yep.
how the dive deal,
Yep.
how the
And that's where we came up with
Christmas,
the topics. Yeah.
right?
And it's like the holiday episodes, obviously just about like holidays and traditions and
Yep.
getting to know us personally. But like most of these things are very raw,
Yeah.
real, not very long after they happened, sharing experience.
Yep.
And you can learn a lot.
yeah.
And everyone asks what the blank, but no one ever asks how the blank. And that's why we started how the blank. So now people can ask how the blank.
Yeah.
And soon we will blank the how.
And then we'll eventually go to who the blank, why the blank,
When the blank,
when
where the blank, will the blank.
Blank, blank, blank.
It'll just be blank at some point.
We're just shooting blanks.
I heard that. I wish I didn't hear that, but I just heard that.
Oh, that was another one that we were thinking of was shooting blanks.
Tell me he didn't just say that.
Right.
That was one
was-
of the name ideas.
It was
yeah.
something, yeah. We were thinking of some weird names at some point. It was also late at night one
Yeah.
time. It was really funny.
It was like 8 at night, I think, is when we started, and we got done at like 10.
10 or 11, dude. We were
Make
up.
us sound like old men.
Yeah, like 10 or 11 is like super late, bro. Like, dude, it's
Yeah.
kind of funny because we're always up until like 1 or 2 in the morning, always working on these projects. Like, it's funny to me, dude, because like everyone's like, "Oh, you guys go to bed so early." It's like, no, dude, I'm up until like 1 o'clock in the morning.
When we do meetings, we go to bed early, but it's because like
just
our
so
brains
tired.
are dead.
Yeah, like our meetings go so long, and they're
Yeah.
just so hard to get through sometimes because we're just constantly like, okay, we're going this, doing this, blah blah blah, and then at the end you're like, okay, I'm
Well,
tired.
like just last night, me and you, Jackson, didn't go to bed till like 1 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
and then we woke up at 7:30.
Yep. That's how that goes, dude. These meeting and recording sessions, man, like it's great because like we get a lot of bonding time with each other, and we actually get to hear a lot of personal and like personal stories that you don't get to hear really from people.
Get over here and bond.
Bond with us.
No, but it's fun. It's interesting because like a lot of times, like when you have friends, like a lot of times you don't really like talk about like that personal stuff or like their personal lives, but like that's kind of why we wanted to bring this stuff up is because a lot of times like our stories are our personal things, and when we talk about like our certain stories that we went through or even like together as a team, like even when you and Braxton were talking about your guys' random adventures that you just go on, like that's a fun thing to just talk about. Like it doesn't have to be anything about like, oh, this is like, you know, anything in particular. You just talk.
Or like
that's
ghost
real.
stories.
Yeah.
Or ghost stories.
And like the adventures things, like that's still real behind the scenes footage.
Yeah.
Like Braxton getting locked in an elevator and setting off the alarm. That happens when you're in the entertainment world sometimes.
It happens, man. Like
You're never gonna let that go.
That was my favorite Braxton memory.
I'll eventually get you, Brandon, with an
man.
embarrassing moment. No, but
It has
I
to
also
happen first.
I want to also say like how exhausting these
Oh,
are.
yeah.
Like, but we do it for you guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I think that's the biggest thing is because we do this for social media. We do it
Yep.
for our faithful viewers, right?
Mhm. Do it for the clout.
Yeah, and we do it for
It's just a
Mer's
clout
mom.
grab. Yeah. No, but like I think one thing that's really interesting to me is like how long and how much effort goes into making these videos, because a lot of times what?
Did I miss something?
No, I'm just staring at you.
You were looking at me like I missed something.
This is getting intimate. But anyway, what I wanted to touch on is like how much goes into these videos, and we don't even really plan what we're actually talking about. We just kind of bring up the topic, and then we just wait until the podcast time, and then we just start rambling off about whatever the heck it is. And we don't plan like really what we're gonna say. We just kind of say stuff, and that's why it's so funny when things like that happen.
All natural.
Because it's not planned. It just literally just comes
not
out of the blue.
scripted.
Yeah, none of it. Like it's the
We
funniest
ain't got time
thing.
for that.
What?
We ain't got time for that.
Ain't nobody got
So,
time for that.
It's kind of funny because some of these videos, like right before we start recording, like one of us will just have like a random idea, and we're like, "Oh, dude, do this really quick," like just randomly in the video, and we're like, "Okay, cool." But that's like just like very rare when that actually happens. But the rest of it just kind of happens out of nowhere.
Yeah, like Jackson almost tasing me in the middle of Mother's Day.
That was funny, dude. I'm not even lying. That was a good timing though. Yeah, but that wasn't scripted. That was just like I just kind of randomly had that idea. I was like, I'm just gonna boop. It was really funny, but yeah, just stuff like that. And like when we're doing these video sessions, like it takes a lot of our energy and a lot of our mental out of our brains, because we're sitting here for hours on end. Like seriously, from like we've been recording today since 9 a.m. and we're probably not gonna be done until like 7:30 or 8 at this point. But
Yeah.
we do it and we only take like maybe 2 breaks throughout the day. Like we take an hour break and then maybe like a 10 or 20 minute break later on, you know. But we do this because we want to make sure we get these done within a certain amount of time, so we don't have to do it later on.
With a certain amount of quality,
Yes,
too.
with quality. We want to make sure we have the quality, and that was an issue that we had with our last videos, is just because the camera just wasn't quite there, but it was still good. You know what I mean? Like it still worked, but we're not using that camera for now just because of the issues that I had.
Yeah.
Garbage.
Yeah.
But it was good though.
Yeah.
Had a falling out.
We had a falling out.
That camera, man.
It wasn't us, it was the camera.
It's not me, I swear. It's you, not me.
Yeah, but yeah, I love How the Blank. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't
Yeah.
think of a world without it.
Yeah.
Like, even when and if Brandon actually fully moves to like Indonesia, we'll
we'll still do it.
We'll keep
Yeah.
doing it. We'll probably move to Zoom, sadly.
Be modified in some way. Won't
Yeah.
be
I
on
don't know.
the
I
couch.
mean, not sadly, but like I think it would just be a change. You know, like I think anytime we make any changes, it really is just a change. It's just an evolution of the process. You know what I mean? Like that's just how that goes. Whether it's like a downgrade to somebody or an upgrade to somebody, it's people's personal preference. But yeah, and they're
Because online, that allows us to bring so many more guests on.
Yeah.
Because we can fit so many people on a computer that we can't fit on a couch.
yep,
Yeah.
we can only fit so many people on a couch, and we've already experimented with that today.
And we barely got Tyson on the couch.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
a
that
pretty small dude.
yeah, and that's and honestly, dude, like when we first originally were starting to like want to do this thing for sure, I was really thinking about changing this couch out with just a straight couch, but I just didn't have the time or the money to get a new couch, so we just left it with this one for now. But
Couch problems.
It's still a great couch.
it is, dude. It's comfortable, dude.
It's
That's what I like
comfy.
about this couch. It's really comfortable, and we've
Yeah.
kind of made this our home. Honestly, like in the studio, like this is kind of our home away from home at this point. For me, this is just home. But for these guys, like this is kind of like their time to like get out of their actual lives and just kind of come here and just do their thing
Speak
as
for
like
yourself.
business owners.
No, just kidding. No,
This
yeah.
is my life.
No, and this is my life
This is all
too,
of our
though.
lives.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, I do love this because I feel like it's not a business trip.
Yeah.
This feels like a vacation that I'm working at, right? Like it's so much fun. We
And it
laugh.
usually comes with wings, and everybody loves
Wings and pizza when they show up, which you missed out on.
I know. I was
loser.
driving, and it was
You missed
it
some
was
stuffed
windy.
crust, man.
Oh, stuffed
Crust, dude. You missed out on pizza night. Yeah. Oh well.
So Braxton's twice removed from the family.
I thought it was only once removed.
Not anymore.
It'll be 3 times if you keep talking like that.
No, but yeah, like things change up though
Yep.
too. But we always adapt, right? Even with Jackson going out for summer sales,
Yep.
we're gonna keep doing this podcast, right?
Oh,
We're
yeah.
gonna find a time, a weekend, or another time
Still
in
gonna
the
make
week,
it work.
and we're going to record like this, right? We're gonna try to get the rest of the year recorded.
Yep.
And
Within 2 days.
yeah,
Probably even less. I don't know, man. It's gonna depend on the schedule, but yeah, we're gonna try to get it done so that we don't have to do it later on.
False.
Because it makes it easier for all of us. Because then we can just split out the work between whoever's doing the editing, and then we can just knock it all out and then have everything ready to go later on, so we don't have to worry about editing that week.
yeah.
And that was actually what we were doing before, was getting the editing done like right before it was time to put out, and we had so many late posts, and the Spotify things weren't being uploaded on time because it was like just so. I know that was my fault, dude. I know that was my fault because I was already doing a bunch of other shit anyway, so I was like, oh, I gotta do this now. So
now, even though Jackson's still in the credits because he's a selfish person,
I know, dude. I still am in the credits.
He hasn't done anything for season 2.
I did like one or
One
two
episode.
episodes.
He's
I did
done
like
one
one or two. Yeah,
episode.
yeah. I did the first one, and that was it.
But now it's mostly Tyson, and then me and Braxton take on every other one.
Yeah.
Yep. So we got to change the credits again.
Yeah,
I know.
because Jackson just likes to have it all.
But full disclosure, I'm not doing any of the editing for the videos at this point. Like literally from like after the first episode of season 2 until now, I haven't done any of the editing.
Unless they're like horribly awful and like the voices don't line up and like part of the video
That's
is missing.
Braxton. That's Braxton.
That's only one video so far.
I've always had flawless edits, just so you know.
It's anybody but me. I just want to put that out there.
Yes.
Oh man.
But hey, at least my memes were funny.
Your memes were funny though.
It was good quality.
You had good memes, dude. But
Me.
I just wanted to say that I've enjoyed having this experience, like doing all this, and it's been a lot of fun for me because it's been allowing me to actually like grow my confidence and talk, because I've never been very camera confident. I've always been a camera shy person, and even like talking into a microphone like around people, I've never enjoyed it, you know.
Sounds like you were about to throw up.
I hiccuped.
I know. But I wanted to do a segment really quick of like questions we want the audience to answer, right? What do you like about How the Blank? That's one question I really want people to put.
The people that watch every week, why?
Yeah, why?
Why the blank?
Why the blank? And another thing is, like, what else do you want to see? Do you want to see more behind the scenes? Do you want us to do TikTok lives while we're, like, doing it? Because we could plug in one of, like, my phone or Brandon's phone, just like, live. Put it in the corner and just show our process. Do you want that? Yeah. Do you want to support us that way? Right? And so, yeah, that's kind of one of the questions.
In the entertainment world have we not talked about that you're wanting to know about,
that you're dying to know about?
And one more question: if you could change something about How the Blank, what would it be? Not that we're actually going to make the changes, but it'd be interesting to see what you guys' thoughts
Jackson.
are.
No,
just take me out, man. But yeah, it's been a good time though. I've been enjoying this already, and I'm excited to see what happens in the future as well.
Yeah, I'm so excited, man.
This was a good first year.
Yeah.
No, it truly was. Like I hope for more, right?
Oh, yeah.
I hope it goes forever, right? Us in our 60s still doing How the Blank, different house probably, hopefully.
Hopefully a much nicer house. I mean, I love this house that I'm in, don't get me wrong, but it'd be nice to be able to have like a really nice like my own place that's like not with neighbors upstairs, but you know.
Can someone get me out of here?
I
You
might still
heard
rent it
that,
out.
Terry?
Get out of my house!
Quit flushing your toilet.
We can hear you on our microphones, our AR microphones, whatever they're gonna have, like holographic thing. Dude, I don't know.
I can't wait till we do how the gymnastics when you're on canes and oxygen.
Or like we do like how the Netflix has like died, and like we're like reliving like I remember back when Netflix wasn't owned by Disney, like, and when Disney wasn't a monopoly.
I can't remember that.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
But yeah, so thanks for watching. This was
Yep.
How the Blank. And please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Spotify.
Yep.
What the blank?
And if you want to catch us in the wild, you can always follow me, but don't actually. And if you ever want to like work with us on projects or get in touch with us, you can always go to whattheblink.org or email us at whattheblinkentertainment@gmail.com.
Yeah, and check out the Kim Project. We'll either be doing it live or the registration will still be up. So please register as soon as you can. Bye. Bye.